If you are listening to this right now, maybe on your commute, I want you to mentally picture your closet at home.
Or better yet, if you're actually at home, just go open it.
Right, literally go look at it.
Hmm.
Because you are probably looking at a rod that is just overflowing with hangers. Garments crammed together so tightly you can, barely slide them apart.
Oh, absolutely. We've all been there.
And yet, despite this overwhelming mountain of fabric, you've almost certainly stood there recently, felt this sinking realization, and thought, I have absolutely nothing to wear.
It's the classic dilemma.
You're staring at a stuffed closet,
Yeah.
but you are experiencing, like, total wardrobe scarcity.
Hmm.
And that paradox is exactly what a new 2026 survival guide from Apparelizer is trying to solve.
Right. And not by telling you to buy more, which is usually the fashion industry's answer.
Exactly. Instead, they're talking about stripping your wardrobe down to just 10 mathematical staples.
It is the ultimate expression of choice paralysis. I mean, psychologists call it Hick's law. The more options you have, the longer it takes to make a decision.
Oh, wow, there's a name for it.
Yeah, Hick's law. And the kicker is you're actually less satisfied with the choice you finally make. You are staring at this abundance of individual pieces, but feeling a complete scarcity of actual outfits.
Spot on. You've got that highly specific, I don't know, neon sequin top you wore exactly
Not
once
heard
to
of.
a themed birthday party in 2024.
Which is taking up premium closet space.
Right. And you've got 3 pairs of jeans that haven't fit right since last winter. And somehow, out of 80 individual items, you can't piece together a single cohesive outfit for a Tuesday morning meeting without feeling a spike of anxiety.
It's exhausting.
It really is. So that's our mission for this deep dive. We are looking at a fascinating source document titled 10 Essential Wardrobe Staples Every Woman Needs in 2026.
But we should clarify this isn't just a shopping list.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It is a blueprint for escaping that choice paralysis.
It really is a remarkable text because it outlines a fundamental paradigm shift. I mean, we are looking at a massive cultural pivot away from the exhausting cycle of fast fashion.
Which is everywhere right now.
It is. But this document highlights a strong movement toward longevity, textile quality, and the concept of a capsule wardrobe.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because before we dive into the actual 10 physical items going into this curated closet, we have to understand the why behind this shift.
Right, the philosophy behind it.
Yeah. The guide mentions quiet luxury as a driving force in 2026.
Wait, define quiet luxury for me. Is that just a corporate rebrand of minimalism?
Not quite. I mean, minimalism is about having less, mostly focusing on stark aesthetics. Quiet luxury is more about the absence of logos and the emphasis on extreme quality.
Oh, okay. So it's not just basic, it's premium.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's this shift from screaming wealth with a giant designer emblem across your chest to whispering it through, the drape of the fabric, the precision of a seam, or the specific weight of a wool coat.
That makes total sense.
The guide actually highlights that consumers in 2026 are heavily fatigued by aesthetic whiplash.
Aesthetic whiplash. Yeah, chasing a new internet microtrend every 3 weeks. People are simply tired of items that quickly lose their appeal or physically fall apart after, like, 3 trips through a washing machine.
I look at fast fashion kind of like moving into a really cheap flipped apartment where everything has just been painted over in bright white. You know the vibe.
Oh, I totally know the vibe.
It looks fantastic on the day you sign the lease.
Right.
You get that immediate dopamine hit. But a week later, the paint peels, the door hinges stick, and you realize the foundation is completely rotten. It was built for a quick transaction, not for actually living in.
That is a highly accurate analogy. Fast fashion demands constant consumption to maintain the illusion of being stylish. It essentially relies on a sugar crash model.
So you buy it, you feel a brief high.
And then the item loses its shape or relevance. You crash and you have to go buy something else to get that high again.
Ugh, it's a trap.
It is. And what the Apparelizer guide proposes is completely rewiring that behavior. By investing in a capsule wardrobe, which is essentially a small, highly curated collection of interchangeable items, you reduce unnecessary shopping.
Which inherently saves you a significant amount of money over time.
Exactly. And just as crucially, you stop participating in the rapid disposal of garments, which is a massive win for sustainability, purely through the mechanics of buying better and buying less.
I hear you on the practicality, but I have to push back a little on the reality of implementing this.
Okay, go for it.
When I read through this guide and saw the heavy emphasis on limiting yourself to just a handful of these premium basics, my immediate thought was about individuality.
The uniform fear.
Right. If you and I and everyone listening to this deep dive are all just wearing the exact same 10 neutral basics, don't we lose our unique personal style? Don't we just become a sea of beige clones walking down the street?
What's fascinating here is that the source argues the exact opposite is true.
Wait, really? How?
Think about that crammed closet again. When you have an overly cluttered wardrobe full of loud, trendy, hyper-specific pieces, the clothes are actually wearing you.
Oh, I see. Your personal style is completely obscured by whatever fad was popular that month.
Right. You aren't expressing yourself, you are just modeling a trend.
So the trend is in the driver's seat.
Precisely. By relying on highly versatile, durable pieces in neutral palettes, you aren't hiding your style, you are providing a refined canvas.
So the individuality comes from somewhere else.
Yes, it doesn't come from a wacky graphic tee. It comes from how you drape a knit sweater over your shoulders, or how you cuff your trousers, or the subtle jewelry you pair with a crisp white shirt. You are refining your personal style into something timeless.
Okay, I can actually visualize that. The basics act as the architectural foundation of the house, not the decorative wallpaper.
That's a great way to put it.
If the foundation is solid, you can live in the house however you want. So let's look at the actual structural layers of this foundation. If we're building a house, we start with the architecture, the tops, and the outerwear that dictate the entire silhouette of a look.
And the guide is incredibly specific about these top layer items because they do the heavy lifting, they're the first thing people see, and they immediately dictate the formality of your presence.
Right. The guide zeroes in on 5 specific tops and outerwear pieces. We're looking at the structured blazer, the crisp white shirt, the classic trench coat, a tailored wool long coat, and versatile knitwear, like a really great turtleneck.
A very solid lineup.
But what really jumped out at me wasn't just the items, but the strict color palette they demand. Camel, navy, charcoal, black, cream, and white. Why is the guide so obsessed with camel and navy? Why not olive green or maroon?
Well, it comes down to both combinatorial math and fashion history. Historically, navy and camel were some of the most color-fast dyes available.
Meaning they didn't fade.
Exactly. They physically didn't fade over time the way other colors did. Because of that, over generations, we have been psychologically trained to associate those specific tones with longevity, heritage, and wealth.
That is wild.
A camel coat inherently looks more expensive and durable than a trendy mustard yellow coat, simply because of our cultural conditioning.
We are literally biologically programmed to think a camel wool coat looks like money because our ancestors noticed it didn't fade in the sun.
It's fascinating, right? And the guide emphasizes the textile science just as much as the color.
Yeah, I noticed that.
For the crisp white shirt, they don't just say buy a white shirt. They specify breathable cotton or linen. For the coats, they specify tailored wool.
Because if you're only going to own a few items, they have to physically perform. I mean, linen breathes because the fibers are hollow,
Right.
so it wicks moisture in the summer. And wool naturally regulates temperature.
Yes. You are asking these garments to work incredibly hard for you year-round. A polyester shirt might look like linen from 10 feet away, but if you wear it under a blazer in a tense meeting, you are going to overheat instantly.
Oh, absolutely. The worst feeling.
The natural fibers are non-negotiable for a functioning capsule wardrobe.
Here's where it gets really interesting to me, though. We are talking about a tailored wool coat, a structured blazer, a classic belted trench coat.
Very classic pieces.
But if you look at the origins of a trench coat, it was literally designed for military officers in World War I. It is a piece of utility armor. These items sound incredibly rigid.
They do sound a bit formal.
They sound like stiff corporate wear.
Yeah.
How does a stiff blazer or a military-inspired coat fit into a 2026 fashion era that we know is deeply focused on functional comfort?
That tension you are pointing out is exactly where the concept of smart layering comes into play. The guide does not suggest wearing that classic blazer strictly with matching suit pants and a buttoned-up collar.
It's not about wearing a full suit.
Not at all. The magic of 2026 styling is in the juxtaposition. They provide very specific instructions to bridge the gap between military structure and weekend comfort.
Give me an example. How do you take the stiffness out of a structured blazer without just looking sloppy?
By entirely changing its context. The